And welcome to another edition of the ETPU, well, before I say ETPU Coaches Show, this is the ETPU Athlete Show. I don't have any Christmas gear on like Mark did earlier, but I do have a special treat for you guys. Now, we talked to head coach Alan Savage earlier, and one of the things he talked about was getting kids to play from Canada. So much like the LA Kings picked up a trade for Wayne Gretzky from Edmonton, the ETPU Tigers have a way of picking up kids, recruiting from kids from Canada. And speaking of Edmonton, we are pleased to be joined by one of those players, the one and only Riley Knott. So Riley, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you for having me.
All right. So Riley, I guess the big question everyone wants to know is, a kid like you from Edmonton, Alberta, how does one like you end up coming to Marshall, Texas? Or how did the process to get you to ETPU start?
Well, for starters, honestly, when I was in my junior career, I put my name into a recruitment website, and Carson Combs, which everyone knows of, he found my name on the website. Pretty much found me on there. He was able to watch game video, watch me play through online. And other than that, I mean, he gave me a call right out of the blue, asked me to come down, check the school out, and I mean, the rest was history. I love the school and fell in love with it.
Definitely. So, I mean, obviously, Texas is not like, I mean, obviously, there's a difference between Texas and Canada, obviously. So what's been kind of the biggest adjustment that you've had to make coming down here?
Wearing a lot of more shorts, that's for sure, that's for sure. I mean, yeah, packing a lot more shorts is the biggest thing. I mean, the weather is the biggest thing back home. Going back home to 2.5 feet of snow is very different. It's going to be awesome, but I mean, yeah, I mean, just adjusting, being away from my parents. I've done that in juniors, so that wasn't a huge change for me. I mean, other than that, I mean, I just love it here. It's great. Definitely.
So obviously, when you kind of look back to your season so far here in your career in ETBU, what's been kind of the most enjoyable part? Because you're playing teams that are of NCAA Division I schools like Texas A&M. Just kind of talk about playing for ETBU and playing against good quality competition.
Well, what I liked about it is off the start, I mean, you get guys from all over the world, honestly. I mean, you got guys from Canada, you guys got from Connecticut, you guys got from Boston, all over Dallas, Louisiana. I mean, it's just cool bringing everyone together and meeting all these new guys, and it's just been a great time so far.
Definitely, for sure. So let's talk about, you're from Canada, as we said, Edmonton, obviously, and I think for most Canadian hockey players, they kind of start off in the days of pond hockey, where during the winter season, the ponds and the rivers, whatever, freeze up, and then all the kids get together, put their skates on, and then they just pick out the sticks to determine the teams, or however it works. Was that like you in a way, or did you kind of have any sort of experience playing hockey?
Yeah, absolutely. It was awesome. Like after school, any days, you just round up a bunch of guys and go out to the outdoor rink or something like that, and again, just throw sticks in the middle and go out and play some 3-on-3 or 4-on-4 or something like that. And hopefully, one guy's brave enough to put the goalie gear on on the outdoor rink there, and I mean, just get out there and have fun.
So do you kind of have a current NHL team that you root for, or?
I mean, can't go wrong with the hometown team, the Edmonton Oilers. I mean, personally, I'm just a huge fan of Jerome McGinley. Personal best player I've ever followed ever. He's retired now, so I got to try and find a new player, new team. But other than that, yeah, I guess the Oilers.
No, that's pretty good. So, all right. So this season, obviously, what's been the most enjoyable part of? Was it the team bonding? Has it just been playing against the teams? Because I know recently you had a 10-game road trip, which is pretty unheard of most times.
It is, yeah. I mean, that was a tough stretch. Being on the road for that long, especially, is takes a toll on everyone for sure. And I mean, we battled through, and I mean, playing these big teams like A&M and DBU and all these big name schools, I mean, it's pretty cool. And then you see a little East Texas school winning and beating some of these teams, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. Those games are really enjoyable to watch. So Riley, thanks for joining us once again on this ETBU Athlete Show. We wish you the best of luck as you will be back in action in January 18th, and we hope you have yourself a good Christmas and enjoy going back to Canada as well. And, actually, before I get, I think you were actually planning on going on a mission trip to Slovakia soon. Just so kind of talk about that.
Yeah, so that's going to be pretty cool too. So we leave on January 2nd, and we're going to be flying out to Vienna and then driving there to another place in Slovakia. I'm not entirely sure what it's called there, but it's going to be really cool. We're going to be there for 10 days, play some hockey with some church groups and high school teams and stuff like that, and also, I mean, share the word of God, of course. So it's gonna be
Okay.
great.
Okay. Well, sorry about that last minute introduction, but again, thanks for joining us on the show. We wish you the best of luck in Slovakia, and you will be back in action with your boys on January the 18th when you host Auburn University at George's Pond in Shreveport. Well, folks, that's going to wrap things up here. Stick around for more on this YouTube channel in just a moment.